going to be coming in. No double off setup here for the CT. Same story for G2, just Michael Ailey on the orb this time. We said he does have the potential to be aggressive here. G2 default for now, actually focusing towards long pretty fast. Going to be taking control of that. There's no orb to challenge him as well, so this is actually looking pretty promising for them. Forrest will probably hear a footstep around about now, so he turns around, and he doesn't know where he's getting pincered here, so difficult round for him.
So Forrest is just waiting for them. They're actually going to go by. This could actually work. He could actually catch them off. Smith's unaware, down easy. AWP drop. Now Forrest is going to be smart about this and try and get away. There's no one to support him out, and he actually turns back and catches Scream. I thought he'd just run for the hills, but the hills won't hide Forrest as he turns around. It's going to be Body that does tink him down to the end, but they're down a man already. And NIP looking to start off the second half in command. It's almost, you almost think that at this point, they've had map point, they've had the lead, they had it 15 to 12, and G2's always been playing catch up, even in the overtime. You kind of, I almost want to think that if G2 get the lead, it might just be enough for them to push it over. So NIP's got the pressure on.
They've had two chances now to close this one out. If G2 take it, they've had plenty of opportunity to close it, but 4-1-3 now. Still opportunities for G2 to work with. Smiths and Scream have gone down, though. They're the ones opening up the map, to be fair. So what's the play from here? 2 smokes available. Shocks trying to sell something towards B. He's by himself. His teammates are actually on the bathrooms at the A side, so he's trying to find a frag. His Molotov's out for now, actually, so he'll edge in, but he should be almost certainly dead, which it is. It's going to be Freiberg finding the kill. 4-on-2. It doesn't cause the rotations to get right. Easy kills for him coming in.
One. And the wrong way. He reads it wrong. He expects long. He gives Body the kill in return, but it is a 1-on-3. And 7 seconds, he commits to the plant. They'll allow it to happen. Money not a factor. You don't need to force that issue. And that actually might allow him to line them up, though. Michael Ailey, he goes in on his own. There's no crossfire setup. There's no trade potential. It's down to a 1 versus 2. And they've got to wait for Exist to go on the flank. He gets caught off inside of the smoke. Body, he's got a 1-on-3. He sprays into the flash, but he can't quite close it. Freiberg just holds on.
You saw the sigh of relief there from Michael Ailey. Oh, goodness. 1-on-3, and Body does the perfect movement there to even find those first few kills, and he can't get the last one. Freiberg takes him down, and it is going to be 1918. Obviously, doesn't really have an impact to the economy. Just NIP breathing easy after that very tense situation. Body stepping up to the plate there. 1918, 1-0 as we go into round number 2. Double op set up.
Yeah, and this is the thing. We're seeing it again. We're not seeing it on the CT side, though. It's T side double op. We saw it almost every time in overtime for G2's first campaign. NIP, they 2-1 the first half T side of overtime, of the first overtime, and they're looking to try and at least do that, replicate that again on this CT side. Scream's going to clear bathrooms out, flash over to allow him to do that. Pops just inside of the doorway, so everyone would have been blinded, but there's no one there. Instead, it's Michael Ailey waiting, trying to see above the smoke toward the top of the stairwell coming out from middle. Forrest now knows with that flash in his face that he's definitely got company toward long counter flash back that'll allow Michael to fall inside of the site more safely, even though he doesn't peek it. It's just to be cautious and absolutely sure. And it's going to be Scream in on his own, making noise. They know he's here now, and it's Forrest to hold the line. He won't get the kill. It's Michael Ailey to cover off Smiths on the way through before the smoke plumes. The timing slightly off. As now RPK will try and walk in, bomb behind him. They will get another plant. And potentially a chance to hold this off because Body nearly did it his own last time, 1 versus 3. They've got a crossfire potential, but inside of the smoke, Forrest has a lineup. There's a gap, and he's got a kill on RPK. It's down to just Body and Shocks. Default plant, but watch the flank. It's Get Right. He's got Shocks. That's the player they were relying on, and Body can't 1v5. It's going to be NIP again. They're on to 20 rounds.
Some important notes there. You said it, the timing was off with the smokes. This time a much more passive hold from NIP, actually allowing G to execute there. But the timings don't really work out. Michael Ailey's gifted a kill before the smoke even blooms in front of him. Forrest is waiting behind those gaps as well towards APC. He finds the first 2. The bomb's allowed to be planted. It's a clean round for NIP. 2-0 here. The pressure's on once more. G2 need this round. It can't be a 3-0. It'll be too hard to actually return the favor. So much pressure. They did it before in regulation with 3 in a row, but can they do it again with a fully equipped NIP who've been great on the tee off? It's going to be Forrest aggressive this time, changing his stance towards connector.
Freiberg and Forrest this time over toward B. Remember, we did see in regulation. Get Right and Forrest playing together. We mentioned the legendary duo toward the bathrooms. They're switching it up again on this NIP side. Single op once more. Single op this time for Smithson. He's going to be the one to try and hold the wide angle. Was Body getting around the corner, but it's Forrest again. They push. NIP, they're changing it up. We said it in the first half when they played CT side. They were changing things. There were so many different approaches to this map. You go for the aggressive bench peek with Michael Lilly. They never did that. They never really took the lower underpass. And then Get Right did one round. They got the bomb. They're just throwing enough of a change at G2. They can't read it. And that is almost the lineup for Michael Lilly. Now the Flames come in. The flash as well. He's forced all the way back. Better timings for G2 this time, and better kill from Shocks on the Tech 9 round the corner. Michael Lilly's got Shocks. That drops bomb temporarily, but 50 seconds. We won't read into that panic too much. Still, though, they are down a man, and NIP not only get 2 rounds this first half, they could potentially sweep it and find themselves with 3 map points to work with, not with Scream in the way. He's got the headshot on to Exist. And Get Right's there immediately after, but Michael Lilly finding Smith. Scream, he's going to get pushed out with a Molotov, and Get Right flushes him into his own trap. It's a 1 versus 3 again for Body. Bomb down once more. Forrest doesn't spot him just yet, but they will double peek it. No! Oh, Body! Oh, Body. You would have think he could have easily tapped that one, but it would have been impossible for him to follow up on the second either way. It is 3 rounds for NIP and map point already. Championship point already.
Absolutely. It seems like G2 running out of ideas. There are lots of AXQs coming in, but NIP getting the better of them every single time. They're allowing them to have long at the start. They're fine with that. Michael's hitting absolutely everything when they're coming towards the site. Great backup as well. They're delaying them for long enough. Get Right coming in. Got a bit interesting with the one taps from Scream, but Get Right shut him down. 38 kills with Forresto. And the Connector at the start, he gains that man advantage towards Connector. Gives his team such a huge foundation to build upon, and it's 3-0 now. 1 round will do it on the T side. That's it. Another championship point. Surely this time, it's the one to capitalize on. Surely.
And you got to think about this guy right now, Shocks. Determined. He's an absolute beast in games like this. He's been no shortage of that here. It is Scream that leads the way at 35 kills, though.
Forresto, 38.
Yeah.
Great, just great performance, a great CS overall. This has been one of the classic finals now. Cash was lackluster. This map has brought it right back into what we expect from these big games.
Double op immediately pulled out from NIP. They didn't do it on their CT. They're doing it on the T side of Overpass.
This is what worked for them, though, on the first set of overtime. It's Michael and Forrest that opened things up so efficiently towards long. And it's only the single off for Smiths this time. And you can see Scream, he's getting towards Connector. He wants to be the one playing to win right now, finding the kills, being assertive.
I really thought the way he's playing right now, he was just going to peek that straight up.
Yeah, me too. Okay, then.
Body's been clever in this B position as well. He plays more aggressively than Exist does by comparison in the same sort of approach, holding down that monster. We see Exist behind Toxic. It's easier to Molotov off, whereas Body's trying to be less, I guess, predictable in that sense, but at the same time, he puts himself in a more vulnerable position when they do come through. So you rely on getting 2 kills almost. Scream, he goes down. Freiberg's got it, he reads it, he's cleared it.
Wow.
4 left to go, 1 round for NIP, and it's all done.
Freiberg, on these T-halves especially, this is something we haven't seen from him in years. That's not even an exaggeration. This is some of the best form we've seen from him, and what a time to show up.
Well, they've definitely been tested more so than on Cash. That goes without saying. And you're dead right, Freiberg. He says he's been putting a lot more hours into the game as of late. It's showing. Get Right, quick smoke onto Catwalk. 3 players inside, boosted up as well. That smoke goes just low. It'll cover off most of Catwalk, but not quite the elevation required and the gap. And I think they called it was missed because they put in additional ones. But are they going to sell on this? Are they realized that they've messed up the execution enough to try and fall back? There's 27 seconds. There's not a lot of time. And with Michael Lilly inside Monster, that answers our question. They're going to go. Flash out perfectly timed, though. Body, he's not going to peek it. He's going to get stuck in on these flames. But he's got the lineup towards Exist, who finds the headshot in reverse. It's just 3 to go, but they are still down Freiberg after all of this. And RPK's got decent position. Watch as well the play coming in from the stairwell. Bomb is planted by the pillar. Open to the sandbags. And Shocks, he'll start it off. Forrest getting the kill. Shocks going to round the corner and find Get Right, who's not aware yet. But there is a follow-up potential for Exist.
Oh.
The pistol won't do it for Shocks. It's RPK versus 2. And it's NIP on the reunion, on the brink of stealing the StarSeries championship in 2 straight maps. There's no kid either. 10 seconds,
What?
he baits it out, and it exists. It's NIP, and they've done it in 2. 2 maps, 2 overtimes, and a clean sweep for the second one as the Swedes. First time back with Michael Lilly, and my God, do you ever want that to keep being a thing? Get Right almost falls out of the booth.
2-0. against G2, haven't dropped a single map this entire tournament. It's NIP that shut them down. Double overtime. Cash was impressive, but that was such an amazing game of CS to finish it off.
And who do they give the trophy to? Because so many heroes